Our mateys, it be International Talk Like a Pirate Day again. And that's going to be the last that you hear of me talking like a pirate for this. Anyway, if you remember, last year I created a beverage just for International Talk Like a Pirate Day. It was called the Civilized Pirate. And I had so much fun with that, even though I never really bothered to see if there was already a million other drinks just like it. And so I decided this year I was inspired, so I came up with another drink for Talk Like a Pirate Day. And again, I did no research to see if there was already a million drinks out there that were already just like this. But it didn't stop me. So we're going to instead do what I'm calling the Norse Pirate. It was inspired from my introduction to Helderberg Meadworks and their fine line of mead. And in this case, I'm recommending using Heritage, which is kind of the flagship staple mead of theirs. You'll notice that this one has the burgundy wax along the top. Here's the little fun fact, is that Heritage, well, all of their meads actually, I believe each time they do a different run. So once like the burgundy meads were all made and sold, once they actually distilled a new batch of mead, they used a different color wax. So this is the burgundy Heritage, but all their Heritage will be similar, but they'll never be exactly the same. And then for the rum, if you remember the Civilized Pirate, I used sparkling wine, which I used the illustrious Cook's sparkling wine, which you can get for usually about $7 a bottle. But then I specifically recommended Kilo Kai rum, which isn't necessarily an easy find around these parts. This year, since I so wholeheartedly recommend the Helderberg Meadworks, I decided to recommend a rum that is cheap. You can find it just about anywhere for probably about $7 a bottle. And that is my good old buddy here, Castillo Gold. I believe it is distilled by the fine folks at Bacardi. If you have come to my house and think you have not consumed Castillo Gold or Castillo Spiced, you probably are mistaken. This is perfectly suitable for rum and cokes because, let's face it, most rums are. But this is my little go-to spirit when I make rum balls, when I make rum cake. Essentially, when any recipe calls for rum, this is generally the first rum I try, unless the recipe specifically calls for a certain type or, rum of some sort. This is usually the guy I go for. And so I was surprised, and very pleasantly so, to see that my little good time gal Castillo rum gets along very, very well with the fine Norsemen of Helderberg. And it's a very simple mix, not for the faint of heart. The Civilized Pirate would be your little fun, frolicky brunch kind of pirate. This is your Talk Like a Pirate Day pirate. And if you're not talking like a pirate before you have one, you will be talking like a pirate afterwards. It's really simple. It's equal parts. You go ahead, you pour yourself 1 part of your Helderberg mead of Heritage. I think it would also work well with their maple and probably feral. I wouldn't try it with the apple, but probably after you've had 1 or 2 of these, you'd be willing to give that one a go as well. Now actually I just poured in the Helderberg Heritage here. This, perfectly fine drinking straight. You could, well, I do drink it straight normally. Just want to show you guys how smooth sailing it is. Castillo Gold rum, I mean, you can drink it straight. I suppose there's been plenty man who has drank it straight. You won't see me do it right here, right now, but it's been known to occur. But literally, I just put in 2 shots, so it's essentially 2-shot beverage. Now, if you're really feeling like you want to be a pirate, you can. When I first made it, I started out, because it is a Pirate Day drink, as 1 part mead, 2 parts rum. But first off, I was like, we're suddenly talking about a 3-shot drink without any sort of mixer or anything, and it was kind of rough around the edges. Like all drinks that are made with 3 shots, it started feeling a lot better towards the end of the drink than it did at the beginning. But if you're actually looking to perhaps enjoy the drinking experience a little more, 1 for 1 is the better way to go with it. 1 for 1. What you find happens is the smooth honey mead really plays well, actually, with the rougher gold rum. I actually tried the mead with one of the smoother, higher quality rums, and the idea was I was going to do like a little step up progression where I said, and you can do it with this one. But honestly, it didn't taste as good with the better rums. It's actually needs that little bit of lighter fluid. Is that a positive way to say it? It needs that little bit of bite, that little bit of acid to kind of play with the smooth honey. And when you put those two together, suddenly your $7 to $10 bottle of Castillo Gold that you keep around for your rum balls and rum cake becomes a real commodity. And not just, the bottle you break out at Christmas time. So, here is to the fine, fine Norsemen of Helderberg Meadworks, who have supplied plenty a pirate with the Norse pirate that shall be drunk from here on forth on International Talk Like a Pirate Day. And to you, I say, salute.